Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. But most importantly, Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates. It is December 25th as of uploading this video, and I thought, you know what? Rather than taking the day off and celebrating with my family and enjoying family time, what are we talking about here? I'm a YouTuber. We don't have family time. We go on the grind. So I thought, what other better way to spend Christmas Day than to be rebuilding a struggling franchise? A franchise who doesn't really have a direction. You might think initially on paper they have a direction because they've got a lot of foundational franchise type pieces. But really when you take a deeper dive, they don't really have a direction they're going to go. They could go in a million different directions. They're kind of just sputtering in neutral. They don't have a place to go. So we're here to inject our flavor into this and make this franchise a Super Bowl team again. And that team is, of course, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the last game that the Ravens played as of me recording this was a Sunday night football loss to your boys, New England Patriots. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe that was the catalyst to make me rebuild the Ravens. I don't know. But your boy got the win. Well, I didn't get the win. I wasn't out there on the field. But your boy's team got the win. And it really exposed the Ravens. It really did. Now, Lamar did get hurt in that game. I think he hurt his back or something. And as I'm recording this, I don't know what the extent of the injury is, if he's going to be out for longer than just a couple days, what's going to happen. So Tyler Huntley played most of that game. But Lamar really wasn't doing much in that game before the injury anyway. It was more Derrick Henry was cooking us than anything. And DeAndre Hopkins and Zay Flowers making some big catches, but it was mainly Derrick Henry. For some reason, the Patriots just could not stop Derrick Henry. Every time he handed the ball, he could not be stopped. And the fun fact about that is Derrick Henry's last touch was a touchdown to make the game go up, the Ravens go up 24-13 over the Patriots. That was the last time Derrick Henry touched the football. He wasn't hurt, at least not that they said. John Harbaugh took him out and put Keaton Mitchell and Ali in the game, and that was what they did. And it ended up losing. So I don't know why, when you clearly see Derrick Henry is absolutely crushing the New England defense, they can't adjust, why you would ever take him out is beyond me. But I'm not the head coach. I'm just the man who comes in to clean everything up. So we are going to be rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens. They are in a really weird spot because they've got some expensive contracts and they've got some really old players. You've got guys like Mark Andrews, Ronnie Stanley, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins. You've got some aging stars. And where do we go in the future? Are these guys on the team when we eventually win a Super Bowl? I'm assuming Lamar Jackson's on the team, but other than that, I have absolutely no idea. Zay Flowers is on an expiring contract. We've got a aging bad offensive line that needs upgraded. The defense is in a weird spot. This whole team is in a weird spot. We will figure out how to go and win a championship with the pieces that are in place. But if you're going to enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to see me hit that mark, and if you want to just be generous on this holiday season, on the actual Christmas Day, December 25th, when this video goes live, why don't you hit that subscribe button and help a boy out? Because it'll just be in the Christmas spirit. Don't you want to be kind to your fellow friend, your fellow YouTube watcher? I watch a lot of YouTube. I subscribe to a lot of people. So why don't you want to do that to me? Huh? You want to see me cry on Christmas Day? Is that what you want to see me do? No, I'm just kidding. If you don't want to hit the subscribe button, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, hit that like button though, that would help. And let's rebuild the Baltimore Ravens because they're in a really weird spot and they need the Juice's help. All right, here we are. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Hopkins, Rashad Bateman. Offensive line's weird. They've got Emory Jones. He's a rookie, but 72 overall is going to be a little bit tough. We got to develop him. Tyler Linderbaum's obviously a franchise cornerstone. Doesn't is this Andrew Voorhees? Is that what his name is? Yeah. Doesn't Andrew Voorhees picture? He looks like the teacher in Willy Wonka, the original 1970s Willy Wonka. He looks like the teacher that Charlie has in the schoolhouse. That's what that's what he looks like in that picture. Rosengarten's cool, but normal dev's not going to get the job done, I don't think, and only 75 overall as well. If I generate best lineup, is that going to change anything? No, okay. I didn't know if I had been missing somebody or something. So Mark Andrews is a little bit older at this point. What's he, like 32 or something? He's 29. Is he really only 29? He's gonna. But the point is, he's gonna be older by the time we win a Super Bowl. So who knows what's gonna happen with him? We do have Isaiah Likely, which I do think can be. I think he can be a big time piece to this. The wide receiver room is gonna be weird. And then on defense, we've got a young face in Mike Green. We've got Malachi Starks, who I like a lot. Nate Wiggins is young. Trenton Simpson's young. Really, what we have to do on Kyle Hampton's obviously a beast. What we have to do on defense is keep the younger pieces, because I know Trenton Simpson always ends up in free agency in different rebuilds and stuff. Got to keep Marlon Humphrey, I think, for a little bit. I'm a big Chidobe Awuzie guy. Got to keep Kyle Hamilton around. Matabuike is a freak. Roquan Smith is really, really good, although we maybe could parlay him into a trade. That could be possible. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying that could be possible. But the defense is in a better spot than the offense, I think. And we just got to keep the younger guys around. Got to keep Mike Green around whenever he comes up on a contract, if that goes that long. Trenton Simpson, like I said, these guys got to keep them around and make sure that they are here when we win a championship, because they are the guys that are going to help us. But obviously, this man right here, Lamar Jackson, Lamar B., is going to be the reason we win one. I mean, he's got a phenomenal abilities. He's got phenomenal attributes. He's got unbelievable speed and a great throwing arm as well. He's really the mix. He's a great Madden quarterback, because he's a perfect combination of both. I can sit in the pocket and throw if I need to, and I can scramble and run past you if I need to. So Lamar Jackson is a great Madden quarterback. Derrick Henry, he's got to be like 33, right? He's only 31. Man, I am really aging people that shouldn't be aged this much. But Derrick Henry, same trajectory as Mark Andrews. He is aging. He will regress very soon. So maybe we keep him for a season, and then we, in the offseason, move him for something, whether it's another running back or a draft pick, and we draft the running back. I have no idea, because I do think the running back room is okay. I mean, Ali's nice and young. What kind of speed do they got him at in this game? He has 92 speed, 92 excel. That's not horrible. I think we could work with that if he gets a dev trait. That could certainly be a helpful thing. We've got Keaton Mitchell, obviously. The wide receiver room needs a little bit of help, because Hopkins is certainly a little bit older. Rashad Bateman's never going to take that next step anymore. So it's really just Zay Flowers and a bunch of bums. So here we go, starting the rebuild. And obviously the AFC North is very competitive in different sims I've seen. I've seen the Steelers do amazing. I've seen the Bengals do amazing. And after a couple years, I've seen the Browns do amazing. So we are in a hotly contested division as well, at least in Madden. And I have noticed, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, I think EA Sports has added in new coach abilities, because these ones, like right here with these different these different like art styles and stuff, or not art styles, but different like covers, what the picture shows, basically different pictures, I guess. I didn't want to be that basic, but I couldn't think of another word. These different pictures that for the describing what they are, I think these are added, like new, because I don't remember them being in the game. Like this one, all Madden effort, 1+ speed for all players. That's definitely not been in the game for that long, I don't think. So it definitely makes you think what you're gonna spend your staff points on. I still think spending your staff points on getting the camp counselor one upgraded is definitely a big factor. I think most of these probably are more important if you're playing every game and you're actually like going more in depth, like Browns franchise. Those are probably a little bit more importance. I do think after school tutor is also very important, because it gets you the focus players and it gets you the 10% increase to trading XP to all players. So whenever I have enough skill points to do that, or franchise points to do that. we'll buy that diamond tier. But I do think those are probably some of the more important ones for a rebuild, and that's why we're going to be using them. I will also add those in. As why in the world would I ever have Tyler Loop as one of my focus players? I know he's my kicker, and he's a rookie, but why in the world would I ever do that? So we've got Malachi Starks, who I like, but he doesn't really need to be in here because he's got hidden dev. Teddy Buchanan certainly could use a spot in here. I think I might want to use Rasheen Ali just for the first season to see if we can get him anything. If he can get a dev trait pop, that'd be awesome. If not, then we'll have to look somewhere else. I don't think there's a young wide receiver in here that I'd want to use. I mean, there's a couple of guys in here that are young. Devontae Walker and LaJohntay Wester, who I think is from Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he's not. I don't remember. But I don't think anybody here is really the next up-and-coming guy. Isaiah Likely could be a likely person to put in here. Nobody really on the offensive line. Is Daniel Falele really only 25? Feels like he's been in the league forever. Mike Green's got a hidden dev. I don't think we need to put him in there. David Ajabo still being only 25 is very interesting. Jacob Hummel, Robbie Hummel's cousin. Trenton Simpson, Chidobe Awuzie, Nate Wiggins, I don't think needs to be in here. TJ Tampa. I mean, there's just a lot of whatever type of guys. Darius Washington I could see putting in here. If anything, it could be get him a dev trait pop and then trade him because we have Malachi Starks. So I might put Darius Washington in here for a little bit just to see what it is. But that's probably going to be our first training cycle. If we get some dev trait pops, I will go through and do those as the rebuild goes on, as I always do. And if we get any pops or anything like that, we'll notify you. But for the most part, it'll just be skipping over and talking about it in the later period. But LaJohntay Wester and Mike Green get upgrades. Mike Green's going to be a very crucial piece to this team. He's going to need to be the guy for us. So we have a good amount of cap room. And some of our guys are on good contracts, but we know that Zay Flowers hits the transfer portal, hits the free agency most of the time in different rebuilds. Tyler Linderbaum's contract is coming up. Awuzie's contract is coming up. Maybe we try to move Awuzie while he still has a little bit of value, because who knows what he's going to turn into next season. We could get a younger guy in Tyreek Stevenson and a 7th-round pick. I would not hate that. I do like Tyreek Stevenson. A younger wide receiver in Michael Wilson might not be bad. Tuli Poloto. Okay, so there's some younger guys in here. Obviously, I'm a big Gay guy, so Willie Gay would not be a bad addition to the team. I kind of like the idea. There's some good options in here. I kind of like the idea of either Tyreek Stevenson or Michael Wilson to get another wide receiver option other than Zay Flowers. But Tui Peloto also is a very interesting one. Only 22, 78 overall edge rusher. He could be the guy with Mike Green for the rebuild. That is for sure. And there's plenty of wide receivers we could grab other than Mike Wilson. And there's really other corners we could grab other than Tyreek Stevenson. But just to replace Chidobe right away with a guy in the same position, that would be the best fit. But I feel like I could grab Tyreek Stevenson for something else. I'm going to go for Tui Peloto. I know that sounds a little weird, but I'm going to trade Awuzie for Tui Peloto. I think that is going to end up being a really, really big piece. And I could probably get, if I just asked the Bears, I could probably get Tyreek Stevenson for not too much. Because look, he's the 4th corner on this team. A 3rd-round pick and a 4th-round pick, or 2 3s and a 7. That's the value for Tyreek Stevenson. So I'm probably not going to trade any picks this year, but if I trade a pick next year, a 3rd-round pick in 2028, and a 5th-round pick in 2028, and I trade a player, I wonder if I can get anything for DeAndre Hopkins. Now we have Kyle Van Noy, who really is kind of up in the air, and I might want to trade Kyle Van Noy to get some value. I'm not going to put him in this trade, but I might want to trade Van Noy for something. This could be where I toss it. I mean, you have 4 really decent safeties. Gilman and Washington are kind of like the odd men out. I could toss one of them into this deal. That might seem a little bit weird. What about if I give them a 5th round pick this year? Oh, that almost pushed it through. So what about a 5th round pick in 2027? And that gets it done. So really not that much at the end of the day to bring in Tyreek Stevenson. And it looks like I'm going to be trading or cutting Robert Longerbeam, legendary name. But I talked about possibly trading Kyle Van Noy, and I think I might do that as well. Mainly because now we have no need for him. Now we have Tui Peloto, we have Mike Green, so Kyle Van Noy just kind of is there, and he's also old. So it's not really that good of a package. I could send him back to New England for Caden Wallace. Does Caden Wallace really do anything for me? How much... What's the overall of the guy that we have there, the Voorhees guy? He's a 71, so he doesn't really start. Falele, 70... Okay, so... Van Noy, unfortunately, does not have much value, which I didn't think he would. What about if I attach a pick to him? What about if I attach like a 3rd-round pick next year to him? Does that change his value a little bit? Tyson Campbell and Morgan Moses. Tyson Campbell is interesting. 25 on the Cleveland Browns, obviously. I might send him to the Browns and take that. Just building that cornerback room with a little bit more youth than it had previously. So 2 older guys go. I probably should do that to DeAndre Hopkins too, shouldn't I? There's really no reason to have Hopkins on this team. But Tui Peloto's here. Mike Green is here. Tyson Campbell and Tyreek Stevenson are now here. So we have 4 corners that I'm perfectly fine with. The linebackers and edge rushers look good now. We've got Matabuike. We need to figure out this a little bit. Washington, do I really want to start him over Malachi? I feel like it's a waste of Malachi for a season if Washington starts over him. We should just have Falele start at guard. Because Emery's going to start at that guard. I think I should try to get something for DeAndre Hopkins. Because he's going to be fine this season, but after that, he's not going to do much. He's going to continue to get worse than an 81, which is not what you want in a rebuild. So if I could get him for something. Malachi Corley, Cole Strange is a funny one. Braylon Trice. We don't need any more edge rushers anymore. Chris Burns, Jordan Whittington, Cameron Jordan. Devon Vele. I have seen him go crazy in different videos. Jordan Whittington would be a fun one. I've never seen him really develop at all. He's never really gotten the chance to. And then Malachi Corley, I don't really know much about him. There's got to be something a little bit better than that. DeAndre's got to have a little bit more value than that, right? Possibly. What about a Keon Coleman, maybe? Although I have seen Keon develop. What about a Keon Coleman? That's going to be a little bit more tricky to do. What about a Mecca Ibuka? I just wanted to try it. Just wanted to try it. Marvin Harrison. I don't know why they still got him in X Factor. I mean, I like it as a Buckeye fan, as a Marvin Harrison fan. They got him at a X Factor, but I don't think he's played X Factor level. Michael Wilson is more on that level, and he's got a dev trait. I think this could work. Let me trade you. What can I dump on you? Tavarius Robinson, I guess. That's close. What else can I just unload onto you? David Ajabo. Do I really want to do that? I'd probably rather do it to Draymond Jones because he's got the last year of his deal. He really doesn't. Is he going to get signed? I mean, he's a Buckeye. Do I sign him? I don't know. So we trade him to the Cardinals. We get back Michael Wilson. I think that's pretty solid. It's another young wide receiver. I was thinking about getting him anyway in that initial trade with whoever I just traded away. We'll put Falele back at starting guard. And I think that's all the trade I'm going to do for this first season. We'll get through season number 1. I will do all of my training throughout the weeks, and we will hopefully have some good development from our guys, including some of those guys that we just traded for. And then we will go through. We have an auto-generated draft class in here. We'll go through, see how we can do. Hopefully we can simulate pretty well. I have seen the Ravens simulate pretty well, and I've also seen them simulate not so well. So we'll see what happens, especially with these new additions. But hopefully we can dominate, and hopefully we can make the playoffs in year number 1, because that would just mean a lot of good XP for some of the young guys. So we'll see what happens, and I'll catch you at the end of year number 1. Okay, year number 1 is in the books. We ended up winning the AFC North, which is nice. So we get to host a playoff game, but we are in the wild card, unfortunately. And if we go over here to the stats, how did we do? 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for Lamar. That's not like good, but it's also not troubling where we have to like change playbooks or anything. I think we're fine right now. Good season from Lamar. Really good season from Derrick Henry. 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. That should be allowing us to trade him at the height of his value right now. Rashad Bateman did fine. Michael Wilson did fine. Zay Flowers did fine. Mark Andrews did fine. Everybody did fine in the passing game. It was more of a run-heavy offense, which is not surprising considering we are the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, not even on the screen. Roquan Smith, 133 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. Very good season for him. Kyle Hampton had a good year. Who led the team in sacks? That's what I want to know. Mike Green, that's huge. Mike Green led the team with 9 sacks, and then Tui Peloto had 8.5. So the 2 guys that I want to build this team around on the edge rusher side both led the team in sacks. Well, we're right there at the top of the team in sacks. And then Matabwike obviously was a big piece. Simpson with 5 sacks is cool. Kyle Hampton, 3 picks. A few guys had 1. Very interesting. Very interesting. We make the playoffs in the wild card, taking on my team, the New England Patriots. What do we have? A victory, please? Hey, look at that. 28-13, a victory. Okay, I didn't actually think we were going to win that. But, okay. We move on. Okay. Taking on the Buffalo Bills on the road. Orchard Park. I think it's Highmark Stadium now, but Orchard Park. In the snow, probably. And we win! AFC champ. Oh, my God. There's actually an AFC championship appearance in year number 1. This is not where I thought this team would be. I thought we'd lose in the first round. We take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thankfully, it's at their place, so it's not going to be like weather. It could be rain, I guess, but it's not going to be like snow or anything, so that shouldn't affect us. We are going to jump in. I wasn't planning on jumping in for an AFC championship in year number 1, but I didn't because I didn't think we'd get here. But now that we're here, I mean, we got to take on the Jags, right? Got to try to go to the Super Bowl in year number 1. That's what I'm talking about. The sun is setting here in Jacksonville as we try to take down the Jaguars and head to the Super Bowl. Just think about year number 1, putting this team in the Super Bowl. What a rebuild it would be if we were able to do that. Now, obviously, I wouldn't end the video after 1 season because really I haven't even done anything except for make a couple of trades. And maybe those trades are enough to win us a championship. Who knows? Maybe I'm just that good at wheeling and dealing to get us the championship in year number 1. But we will find out. We'll go at least 3 seasons, obviously, even if we win one right now. But that's going to be Isaiah Likely first down on 3rd and 8. I probably should have scrambled their pick for Lamar already in this game. Not ideal. 2nd and 6. Derrick Henry's going to get this ball. I think the whole world knew Derrick Henry was going to get the ball. He gets a couple of yards. Nothing too crazy. Give me a little jet shallow, and let me scramble with Lamar a little bit here. This could be what we need to do. Oh, yeah. Easy first for Lamar. Takes a big shot from, I think that was Devin Lloyd. It is. Easy shot, though. First down. Running up on the end of the quarter here. We need Patrick Ricard to throw a block. And he did, and Derrick Henry does the rest. Derrick Henry scores. Touchdown, Ravens. We take a lead. But the Jaguars get it back. They didn't get an extra point. They must have missed it or something. It's 10-6 now. Puts us in a really good spot to build a lead as the quarters come in. 3 turnovers for the Jags so far. We obviously have the one we know about, which is the Lamar interception they showed us. Or they showed the stat. They didn't show the actual play. And another 3rd and 10. How do you do play the moments? You get a first down, and then immediately you don't get any yards, and you go back to 3rd down. Like, what are we talking about here? All right, hit the screen. Henry, can he... I wish that truck sticks did something. Truck sticks don't do anything. I'm always terrified to do truck sticks. 4th down, they want me to kick the field goal. I don't think you know that we have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I mean, what are we talking about here? Derrick Henry, wow. You know what? Fair play to them. They knew that I was going to hand that ball off to Derrick Henry, and they stopped it. They really did. But we have the football. 2nd and 3. 2 minutes to go. The defense has played amazingly against Jacksonville tonight. Hand the ball off to Derrick. He breaks the tackle. He runs over another dude. That wasn't even me. I didn't even do anything there. He just did that. Derrick Henry just runs over a dude. Final timeout used by Jacksonville. A touchdown here pretty much puts this out of reach. Although they're going to be ready for it. That'll take us to the 2-minute. I don't know if Derrick's going to be able to get in here. They seem to be fully ready for the handoff. So I may have to try. I'm going to let this go to the 2-minute just so I can get a new set of plays going. Okay, a touchdown pretty much puts this out of reach, especially with no timeouts. So let's go with the mesh sit so I can get out and run, most likely. Although Patrick Ricard's running one of the routes. Mark Andrews holds on for the ball. Did not get what I wanted out of him there. Yeah, I think he got bumped and slowed him down slightly. I think Patrick Ricard's open. And Patrick Ricard drops the football. Oh, I don't think we can kick this field goal because if the... Although, if we do kick it... No, because they'll just tie. Okay, kick the field goal. Kick the field goal. I was trying to do some quick math in my head, and that was a little terrifying. So if we kick the field goal, it makes it 13-6. If they are able to score, then it'll just be 13-13. So I'm fine with that. And they didn't end up scoring anyway. They didn't do anything with it. And in the first year of this rebuild, the Baltimore Ravens are playing in the Super Bowl. And I'm going to credit it being my trades that I made in the beginning of this rebuild. The trading away Kyle Van Noy, bringing in some corners, bringing in Michael Wilson. I'm going to credit those trades as being the reason why we're here and not the Ravens playbook is really good. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Who are we playing? Don't give me like the freaking 49ers or something or the Cowboys or anything like that. Give me something cool. The Giants. That is pretty cool because Jackson Dart's playing in the Super Bowl in his first year. His rookie year, he got to the Super Bowl. Tui Peloto with a big upgrade to 81. Nice. We have a chance to win a championship in the first year of this rebuild. And like I said, if we win this, even if we don't win it or win it, regardless of what happens, if we win it or not, we are going to be going multiple more years, probably 2 more years. I'd say a 3-year rebuild, especially if we win it. A 3-year rebuild would be fine. But we got to play it out. We're in San Francisco, the Field of Genes. We got to see if the Ravens can win a championship in the first year. That'd be pretty remarkable. It doesn't always happen in my rebuilds, obviously, because we're rebuilding pretty bad teams. But this time, the Ravens have a good foundation, and we got here in the first year. We'll see what happens. We are here in the Super Bowl in year number 1 of the Ravens rebuild, and I cannot believe that we're in this spot. I mean, it seems insane that in year number 1 we'd get here. It's not like super crazy because we know how good the Ravens playbook can be at times. But the fact that we're even here in the first place is pretty awesome. And the fact that the Giants are here is pretty awesome. Jackson Dart is a rookie. They've got an unbelievable pass rush. We know that. You've got 3 phenomenal players in Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dexy. So it's not a surprise necessarily that the Giants are here. Maybe it is in year number 1 because Jackson Dart's just a rookie. But he's here. He's earned it. And Derrick Henry fights through the Dexter Lawrence tackle to get to the end zone. And now he's got a touchdown in the... ooh, that's a big play. Now he's got a touchdown in the AFC Championship and in the Super Bowl. I'd love to get Derrick Henry a Super Bowl before we either move on from him or he just retires, whatever one it ends up being. Mark Andrews makes a big play right there. I'd love to get him a championship. He deserves it. He's Derrick Henry. And this is probably going to be the final play of the game. 14-10. There's a chance we could fumble here, but it's Derrick Henry. He has had a fumbling problem, but that should be the game. The Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl in year number 1 of the rebuild. It's a rare thing that happens. I've done it before in different rebuilds, but it doesn't happen often. Where you get to the Super Bowl in year number 1. Obviously, it doesn't happen often because usually you don't rebuild teams as good as the Ravens on paper, but they needed it. They needed a refresh, and I think we just gave it to them. The Baltimore Ravens are Super Bowl champions. Now, like I said, it's not going to be the end of the video, obviously. We are still going to be going at least 2 more seasons so that we can get our grubby little fingerprints all over this team even more than we already have. I want to go through a couple of drafts. I want to go through some development. I want to see the young guys develop. I want to see Tui Peloto develop. I want to see Mike Green develop. I want to see some of these younger guys take on new roles. So we're going to go a couple more years into the future. see how good this team can be, and maybe we can win a Super Bowl every single year. That'd be pretty awesome. Let's go to the off season though. Now that we've done the goal, we've technically done the rebuild now. So if we don't end up winning a Super Bowl the next couple years, that's totally fine because we've completed the rebuild. But obviously, I'm still going to try to win a Super Bowl if we can, if we're in that spot. We'll see how everybody develops, though. We've got retirements. We got recap. Mike Green ends up getting Super Bowl MVP. He must have had a fumble recovery or something. That's pretty sick. Bo Nix. Wow. That's a new one. I don't know if I've ever seen Bo Nix in year number 1 of a rebuild or of a franchise. I don't know if I've ever seen Bo Nix win the MVP. That's pretty cool, actually. It's good to see not like Mahomes or Dak or who else wins it all the time? Joe Burrow in the Bengal playbook, Josh Allen, all these guys that win the Super Bowl or win the MVP all the time every year. It's good to see Bo Nix win it. That's pretty cool. Jamar Chase and Greg Rousseau are the players of the year. Omari and Hampton and Michael Williams are your rookies of the year. Okay, so do we have anybody big retire? Probably, if I had to guess. Let's go to the Ravens and see. Wow, nobody retired? I mean, that doesn't mean they're not going to retire as the offseason goes. We know that players can retire throughout the offseason, but I thought that maybe we'd see a couple of guys retire. And now we've got negotiations. We know that we're going to accept Zay Flowers' option. That's pretty obvious. Tyler Linderbaum needs to return. Isaiah Likely, I think, needs to return. There's actually some people here that I kind of want to bring back. I don't like that. Ojabo, no. Falele is too expensive. Washington, we don't necessarily need because we have him and Gilman. I might be able to package in a trade, but Likely I do want back. Mitchell, I want some of these guys back. I need to get Linderbaum back. So before I even do anything, we got to spend the money that we do have available to get Linderbaum because this is a franchise level piece right here. We cannot let Tyler Linderbaum walk. So, and he wants to be here too, so that helps. So we got to bring Linderbaum back. He's going to return for 5 more years. Obviously, the rest of the video. Okay, Travis Jones at 26, I do think could be a nice piece to Nnamdi Madubuike. So let's do that and re-sign him. He's going to return. Okay, we can work with that. Keaton Mitchell, Isaiah Likely, $30 million for Isaiah. Really? I got to do it, though, because he's our best option other than Mark Andrews, and we might move on from Mark Andrews at some point. So I'm going to bring Isaiah Likely back. How much money do we have now? $21 million? I do think I'm going to trade these two guys. Maybe I can do it separately to get the most value. I guess it depends on what these guys are value bringing in. Brandon Coleman, we do need another guard, I think, especially if we're going to let Falele walk. But I could also draft a guard. Okay, so Gilman's value is not that amazing by himself. What is Washington's value by himself? Noah Brown, Jerry Jones. So it's a little bit better. At least they all have depth trades. What about if I package them together? That might boost the value a little bit more. Marshawn Lattimore. We don't really need more corners. Parker Washington, Jonathan Brooks, Kayshon Boutte. I was kind of hoping the value would be slightly better with both of them involved, but we could go for Jonathan Brooks and then move on from Keaton Mitchell. Maybe that's the smart thing to do. You know what? Let's just do that. Let's trade these guys to Carolina, bring in Jonathan Brooks. At least that gives me a backup running back in case I choose to not re-sign Keaton Mitchell, which I don't know if I will. We have Ali, who we turned into a 73 overall player right now. We still have Justice Hill. Can I move Justice Hill for anything? Ooh, Johnny Jerzon Newton. Absolutely. That's our third defensive tackle right there. Actually, kind of crazy good. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, so with those two guys moved, we still have Falele and Mitchell we have to decide on. And Ojabo, that's right. Tylan Wallace, Tyler Huntley, those guys we don't need to bring back. Oh, Falele, what do I want to do with you? Ojabo kind of is odd man out, I think. What kind of value does he bring to the table? Nothing. You're telling me nobody wants David Ojabo? Just by himself? Falele gets us Calvin Ridley. All right. What about Falele and Keaton Mitchell? Gets us Frankie Louvu. Frankie's only 29? God. I don't know what I want to do. We only have $19 million. We can't make this many crazy decisions. Keaton Mitchell, Falele. I think Falele should come back. I think he should come back. $8 million remaining. $8 million remaining. That should just be enough to get Keaton Mitchell back. You know what? Let's just do it. I can't make my mind up right now. I don't know what I want to do. So we're going to bring back Mitchell. Everybody else is going to walk. If I decide to trade Keaton Mitchell, then I will. But for right now, I don't know what to do with him, so I'm going to keep him just so I don't lose that value. All right, so free agency's open. We don't have any money. And Fair Tucker's here is actually pretty interesting. We could use an extra guard, but bringing Falele back is fine. Patrick Ricard, we weren't able to re-sign. We just didn't have the money. There's actually not that big of a free agency pool here, so I think we're fine with that. We're going to move on. Obviously, drafting is going to be a little bit difficult because we don't have a very good first-round pick. The Jets got Vera Tucker back. That's funny. We have the final pick in the first round, obviously, because we won the Super Bowl. So we're going to have to be really strategic. We're going to have to pull out some strategery to win this draft. Ooh, there's a top 5 tackle in the class. Okay, very good. I definitely want to look at interior offensive linemen, although it's not looking that good for interior offensive linemen. I was scouting centers because I can move centers to guard, and they can usually be pretty good. But it doesn't look like the centers are that good. I might have to just spend all of my stuff on him, on the center, to see how good they are. Although Rafael Ramirez looks like a pretty solid, at least pass blocker. He can't run block to save his life, but pretty interesting pass blocker. What do we even need in this draft? This defensive tackle looks like a freak. I gotta scout him. Jamie Morris. I know we don't necessarily need him, but I have to know how good he is. I guess we could use another linebacker to go alongside Roquan Smith. We have Trenton Simpson, but I guess there could be somebody better. And then we could always use more corner, even though I do like the 4 corners that we have. I mean, we could never be out of corner. I guess wide receiver is probably a big one that we need to focus on. Who's the fastest receiver in this class? The 40 time. A 4.24 from Dre Jackson out of Penn State. All right. And then you got Vaughn McLeod, who's 5'9". Mike Taylor's 5'8". What is with the auto-generated draft classes and everybody being so small? Like, what is up with that? Why is that what EA Sports chooses to do? Very interesting. I'm very curious to see where that defense tackle goes. Because if we could get him, he's probably going to go top of the draft, I would assume. But if he falls to us at the end of the first round, that'd be pretty sick. No, he's going to go top 3. I assumed he was going to go pretty high. The Browns are going to take a left tackle, so they must be confident in Shedeur Sanders, or whoever their quarterback is at this point. Cardinals are going to take a quarterback. That's hilarious. Defensive tackle, quarterback Xavier Pace, round 3 to 4 for Miami. Good luck with that. It seems like there's actually some decent quarterbacks in this class. A lot of defensive tackles going. A lot of defense. Oh my God! There's how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 defensive tackles in a row. I don't know if that's actually going to be what happens when we get to the draft, but 8 defensive tackles in a row is insane. A lot of left tackles going. I didn't think the left tackle class, or the tackle class in general, was that good. There's Rafael Ramirez, who I looked at. They have us taking nobody because we don't have a first-round pick. Wait, what? Where's my first-round pick at? Did the Ravens make a trade for the first-round pick? No, I have my first round. Oh, this is 2020. Wait, what? Yeah, 2026. I was in mock draft number 5, right? Okay, there we go. Was I not in mock draft number 5? Oh, I wasn't. I was in mock draft number 1. Oh my God. Okay, well, forget about the 8 straight defensive tackles going. Jamie Morris has now jumped up to number 1. Okay, all right. Things have changed. This is the actual draft class. They're still going to take a quarterback, the Dolphins are. All right, this is more like it. Oh, now the Raiders get Xavier Pace. Good luck with that, Raiders. This is more like it. It's still a good run of defense tackles. 4 in a row, it looks like. Just not the 8 that it was projected to be. And then they have us taking a defensive tackle, Hunter Harden, which is a kind of a crazy name. All right, let's start the draft. I'm not going to trade up or anything. No reason to. We just won the Super Bowl. So let's see who the number 1 pick is. It is going to be Jamie Morris. Good for them. Good for them. Let's skip to our pick. Let's skip to my Lou and see what our pick is going to be. Who's available? Who is available? There's a quarterback available. Wide receivers. So you got Andrew Roman. Who was the receiver that I scouted? The fast receiver? Are they both gone? No. So Dre Jackson's a day 3. And Andrew Roman is a true 2 to 3. All right, whatever, dog. Why do you all gotta suck? So wide receiver's not on the table for us right now. I could take offensive line. But this is a first-round pick. I got to make sure I get somebody. Rafael Ramirez is just staring me in the face. He really makes me want to take him. I don't think we need a linebacker. I think we're good there. I think I got to take Rafael Ramirez. He's really good at pass blocking, and I really want to know just how weird he looks. So I think I'm going to take Rafael Ramirez. He's an unbelievable pass blocker. He's a decent athlete. He cannot run block. But I really want to know just how good he is or how weird he is. He's number 80 in true value. He's got hidden dev. And you know what? He probably could develop into a better player than Rosengarten is. So I'll take it. We move to the second round. The quarterback is still available. Jeremiah, you got a quarterback with the last name of Generals and nobody's taking him? That feels like a missed opportunity. Dre Jackson is still available. It's only round 2, so I can't take it. Maybe day 3 I'd take him. But I think it's a little too early to take him right now. There's a couple of guards. And this Clyde Holloway guy, I got to keep an eye on him because he looks pretty sick. But I'm going to have to make a decision because I don't think I'm going to get both the wide receiver and the guard if I don't take one of them now. Blake Hawkinson. Ooh, he looks pretty good actually. Okay, I'm going to take Blake Hawkinson. I guess I can pass up on one of the two. He ends up being normal dev. Good news is he doesn't have to start right away. So we go to the third round. Please tell me that one of the two is still available. Okay, so Jackson's still available. What about the guard? Please tell me he's available. He is. Okay, Clyde Holloway, I don't think I can pass up on him any longer. Clyde Holloway, welcome in. He's number 49 in true value, hidden dev. Okay, there's my Falele replacement. There's my Falele replacement. Okay, now is the receiver still available? Ah, the receiver got taken. I would have taken him right here if he was still available. And I think the other guy's gone too. Yeah, I think he's gone. There's a 4.29 Von McLeod, 5'9". I'm going to grab him. We could use an extra wide receiver. He's number 106 in true value, normal dev, 97 speed, 99 acceleration. Kind of insane. I'll let the CPU handle the rest of the draft. Okay, so we got a right tackle. We got a guard. The offensive line's pretty much done. Offensive line pretty much done. I'm okay with it. Yeah, 73 overall right tackle, 72 linebacker, that's fine, doesn't need to start right away. Clyde Holloway ends up being a 74, and then a 74 Von McLeod is fine, especially with that speed. They took a quarterback, Cameron Moody. We don't need a quarterback. Does he have a depth trait? No, he's just a bum. All right, how good was the rest of the draft? Jamie Morse ends up being 81. Connor Morley, left tackle, 82. So there was a couple of... Another Breston in the league? From USC? Well, I think the other one went to Cheater University, but still, another Breston in the league is kind of cool. I love a good Breston. Then we've got a couple of D tackles. So it's a decent class. A lot of 77s, a lot of 78s, a couple of 80s. Pretty cool. But we move on to year number 2. We are the defending Super Bowl champions. We've already completed the rebuild. We'll try to obviously repeat as champions and go back to back. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. What do we do with guys like... What do we do with guys like Derrick Henry now? Do we try to capitalize on his value right now, or do we just keep riding him until he's done? Until he can't go no more? This looks really good. Simpson, I didn't even take a look at dev trade upgrades. Simpson's a superstar. I completely forgot about that. Malachi Starks is now starting with Kyle Hamilton. Tyson Campbell's a superstar now, which is pretty awesome. Corner's looking good. Defensive tackle's looking really good. This team looks fantastic in year number 2, especially with the upgrade to the offensive line. Holloway's going to continue to get better as he goes through the season. Ramirez is going to probably eventually take over for Rosengarten, probably year number 3, I would assume. Wide receiver's still kind of like up in the air. What can Derrick Henry get me? Do I really want to move on from Derrick Henry? We got him in the Super Bowl, but now he's just kind of like, I don't want to say dead weight, but he's kind of just here. He could get me some decent players. can Derrick Henry parlay me into a phenomenal wide receiver? Like I'm talking top echelon, not Jamar Chase, but top echelon type wide receiver to pair alongside our guy. Now I know that it's probably not smart to have a top echelon wide receiver in this Ravens playbook because you know what? Maybe we don't need a top wide receiver. We have Zay Flowers. That's probably good enough. This Ravens playbook doesn't really throw the ball that much. They more so run the ball. Maybe we should parlay Derrick Henry into another running back. Can I get Saquon Barkley? I probably could. I probably could get Saquon Barkley. If I give up a first round pick in 2029. You know what? Let me start with the second round pick just to see where it's at. Okay. If I give up a first round pick in 2029, we're obviously not going to be drafting in 2029. This video is going to be over by then. But if I give up a first and a second to get Saquon Barkley, and I guess a third or a fourth maybe, I guess I'll give up a third. That still didn't get. Saquon is hecka valuable, as you would expect. What about a fourth in 2028? And there it is. Derrick Henry has moved to the Philadelphia Eagles with a lot of draft capital, but we're not going to see that ever. And we get Saquon Barkley. Okay. Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming at all. Saquon Barkley is in a Baltimore Raven uniform. Oh my God, that looks insanely weird. That looks insanely weird. Why does he kind of look washed? I don't know what it is. Certain NFL teams have a way about their uniforms when players get in them, they just look older and washed. It's the same thing with the Titans. If you take a look at any Titans wide receiver, they just look like they're 90 years old and they're not good anymore. It happened with Randy Moss. It happened with DeAndre Hopkins. It happened with Julio Jones. Anybody, Calvin Ridley. They just look they look old in the Titans uniform. It just has that effect. And the Ravens uniform, I think, has that same effect, at least for certain people. Because Saquon, that did not look right, but I like it. That's pretty sick. So now we're gonna try to win a Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley. I don't know if we're gonna be able to, but it's pretty cool to have him. I'm gonna go through off-season or preseason stuff, get all that figured out, and then we'll see you at the end of year number 2 with the results and maybe another Super Bowl appearance on the horizon. Year 2 is done, and we not only made the playoffs again, we were the number 1 seed. 12-5. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you defend a championship after winning one. And I think I made the right decision not going for a big-time wide receiver and just going for a huge running back to replace Derrick Henry, because the Ravens playbook just doesn't lend itself to passing, which is not a bad thing. Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback, and he could, if we switch playbooks to a passing-heavy playbook, he would do really well in that. But this is why we switched to a heavy running back. 1,700 yards, 19 touchdowns for Saquon Barkley. Might be Offensive Player of the Year, depending on what Puka did. Puka Nakua. We'll see what he did. Lamar Jackson put up 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. Even Keaton Mitchell had 300 yards. So this is why we traded for Saquon Barkley, because we needed a big-time running back. Mark Andrew led the team in receiving yards, then Zay Flowers. See, we would have just had a waste of a... It would have just been a wasted spot if we would have traded Derrick Henry for a big-time receiver, because we're fine with the guys that we have. Bringing in Michael Wilson, having Rashad Bateman, we're fine. We're doing fine. Defensively, Roquan Smith, again, leading in tackles like he always does. Nate Wiggins had a good season in tackling. Tackle for loss leader is Matabuike. Sack leader is Tuli Peloto with 14.5. Okay, Tuli. That's kind of insane. 8 for Mike Green's nice. Matabuike has 6. You love to see it. And then Marlon Humphrey with 5 interceptions. Roquan with 4. Wiggins with 2. Forcing a lot of turnovers. Maybe the Baltimore defense, that's just what they do. They just force a lot of turnovers. I don't know. But insane run for Saquon Barkley this year. Can we beat the Buffalo Bills? We beat them last year. Can we beat them again? Yes, we can. And look at it. It's a rematch. Last year's AFC Championship was Jacksonville and Baltimore. This year's AFC Championship is Jacksonville and Baltimore. The only difference, last year we were in Jacksonville. This year, we're at M&T Bank in Baltimore, Maryland, as we take on the Jaguars, looking to get back-to-back Super Bowl appearances and also back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Let's go beat the Jaguars. AFC Championship, thankfully it's not snowing or anything. We just got to take down the Jaguars. It probably is pretty cold, though. Knowing Baltimore in January, I'm assuming it's probably pretty cold. But the Jags lead 7 or 10-7. We got the tie 10-10. 17-10. All right, things are getting a little bit sketchy here. I just want to see Saquon in this jersey on the field. Oh my God, he looks insane. He looks insane. Let's hit Mark Andrews right there. What a play from the corner, or linebacker, whoever that was. Probably a linebacker if it was covering Mark Andrews, but that's not good. I don't like that one bit. I was kind of hoping that'd be a big catch. Let me roll out of this pocket here. I have triangle wide open. It's Michael Wilson, touchdown. We tie the game. I probably could have scrambled and I would have had the same result, but it's better to get a receiving touchdown there. And they were able to get 3 points. So we have 2:45 and 2 timeouts to win this game and go to the Super Bowl. We have the team to be able to do it. Just got to put it all together. There's Rashad Bateman. Good job, Rashad. Let's keep moving. Let me do a little play action. Let's get Lamar out in space. Get him rolling to the right here. Do they have Aiden? Who is that on the right side? Is that Aiden Hutchinson? I don't know who that is. Number 97 for the Jags is. Who is that? I can't tell who that is. Wait, what? Did they draft somebody? I gotta find out who this is now. It's not Aiden Hutchinson. I didn't see him in free agency, so it doesn't make any sense that he'd be here. Who is that Jaguars edge rusher? Eric Castaneda. He's an X Factor already. No, that's not him. Is it? Yeah, it is him. 57. I thought it said 97. It's 57. He's an X Factor already. My God. You drafted an X Factor in the draft? That's crazy. I don't like when other teams do it. I like when I do it. Zay Flowers, look at the big man. Well, he's not big. He's little. But look at the man. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Let's find him again. There's Zay Flowers, first down. Good job. And I think the Ravens are ready to go for another Super Bowl appearance if we can just make this stick. Unfortunately for the Jaguars, they're seeing the same result happen again. And there is the rookie, Castaneda. He's a freak. I don't like it. He's too freaky for me. He is too freaky for me. Oh, look at the space they gave Lamar. You can't give Lamar Jackson this much space. He's going to easily cook you. That's why he's a Heisman Trophy winner right there. 24-20. Can we hold on for the victory? Of course we can. And we will go back to the Super Bowl for the second straight year. This is quickly becoming one of my most successful rebuilds in Madden 26. Year number 1, we win a Super Bowl. Year number 2, we go back to play in one. I mean, come on, man. I don't even think I was this successful with the Chiefs when I rebuilt them. Although I think I blew them up, so that makes sense. Okay, back to the Super Bowl. Is it going to be a rematch with the Giants? Because I saw Cam Scatabo. He was 3rd in rushing, so he must have had a good season. Does that mean the Giants had a good season? Is it a rematch? No, it's Detroit. The Detroit Lions are in the Super Bowl for the first time ever. I think, right? Who cares? They're a bum franchise. And we are in Atlanta to take them on. We are going to win a Super Bowl. I guarantee it. And we're going to have 2. Lamar Jackson is going to be in that GOAT conversation. We arrive at the Super Bowl. The second one in the rebuild. Second one in a row. And it is a back and forth contest until we open up the scoring in the second quarter. 7-0. Are we going to get another one? Yes, we are. It's fourth quarter and we lead by 2 scores. The Lions finally get one. But this one might be too late for Baltimore, or for Detroit, because we're Baltimore. We're going to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. We're going to try to milk this clock. Just call me Ronald McDonald, because I'm going to be milking. Timeout called by Detroit. A first down on one play is not something they could afford, really. Handoff, Saquon, and it's going to be another first down. They can't stop Saquon Barkley, man. Not many people can say that they stopped Saquon Barkley, and the Lions are not one of those people. They cannot stop Saquon Barkley. Another handoff. Is it going to be a 3rd straight first down? It's going to be more than that. Saquon Barkley, you know what? Just house it, dog. I don't care. Saquon Barkley with a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and that is going to be it. Back-to-back champions. The Baltimore Ravens. It's a Christmas miracle. Here on December 25th, 2025, the Baltimore Ravens have been rebuilt into a two-time Super Bowl champion. 2 in a row, baby. One of my most successful rebuilds. And of course it comes on Christmas. Of course it does. One of my most successful rebuild videos. We are going to go one more season to fully finish this rebuild and to see if we can achieve the ever-elusive three-peat. I don't know if we can. The three-peat would be pretty sick. I'll say that much. The three-peat would be pretty sick. Trading for Saquon Barkley was a huge thing. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. So let's move to the offseason here. The money is going to be a problem, though. That might be the one thing that keeps us from winning 3 in a row. Because we are negative $54 million. Good Lord. The Ravens have nobody retiring again. At least we were able to get Derrick Henry a championship before he moved on. Did he retire? Is Derrick Henry no longer a NFL player? Is he retired? No, he's gonna move. Dallas Goedert retired, which is weird. Saquon is the MVP, makes sense, and he's also the Offensive Player of the Year, also makes sense. Then you had Jamie Sherwood win the Defensive Player of the Year. Josh Allen wins MVP of the league, and Pat Stump, a corner for the Titans, and Brandon Williams, wide receiver for the Rams. Rams wide receivers always do pretty good, don't they? That playbook kind of goes crazy, similar to Bengals playbook. But we win another Super Bowl, and the money is probably going to be what keeps us from winning a third. We're going to accept the option on Nate Wiggins, Trenton Simpson, Tuli Peloto, Michael Wilson. Oh my God. It's our entire team. It's our entire team that needs new contracts. Can I finagle my way into these guys coming back? I can franchise tag somebody if I have to. I can't restructure Lamar, even though that'd be pretty helpful. I gotta restructure Kyle Hamilton. I gotta restructure Tyler Linderbaum. I gotta restructure. I can't do anything there. Oh my God, I'm not gonna have enough money. I'm gonna have to lose most of these guys, and just who do I franchise tag though? That's the question. None of that's gonna really do anything. I got it down to 20 million, negative 20 million. Who do I franchise tag though? I want all of these guys. I could possibly trade Marlon Humphrey. Maybe that would work. Am I going to have the cap space to be able to do that? Oh, it's just barely not available. If I throw somebody else in the mix, I could probably do it. If I throw Jonathan Brooks in the mix, okay, I can accomplish this trade. Luther Burden. I don't think I've ever had Luther Burden. Oh wow, I kind of want Luther Burden now. Will Campbell? Oh, Marlon Humphrey's got some insane trade value. Okay. Let's take a look at the roster first and see what we need. Do we need a left tackle? We have Ronnie Stanley. We don't need a left tackle. We have Emory Jones. We have Clyde Holloway. We have Linderbaum. And then we have Rosengarten and Rafael Ramirez. So we don't necessarily need Will Campbell, even though it'd be freaking amazing to have Will Campbell on this team. We don't necessarily need him. We could use an extra corner, though. We don't need a wide receiver, although if we're going to lose Michael Wilson, we might need another wide receiver. Xavier Worthy's here. My God. I didn't realize the value was this insane. Will Campbell is a crazy offer. I feel like I can't pass that up. What's his overall? 87 overall. I can't pass up a trade for Will Campbell, right? No, I got to make that trade. Oh, I can't do the... No! I was going to say, I can't do any of these trades, can I? Wow. That's crazy. You're going to tease me with those trades and then I can't do them. That's should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to trade to tease me like that. Can I get Jacob Parrish? I can almost get Jacob Parrish. I got to toss in some random bum. Who's a random bum that I don't need anymore? Probably like Bilal Cohn is a random bum I don't need anymore. Did it work? Oh, the Buccaneers have no money. I hate money. I love money, but I hate salary cap. Salary cap sucks fat ones. Tyreeb still doesn't have what I'm looking for. Sauce Gardner. I need a corner that's not making money. What about Quinion? I can't do it because the freaking money doesn't match up. Cooper DeJean's not my lover. Let me go for a draft pick here. Let me toss you a 4th round pick in 2029. It's very close. What about a 6th round pick this year? What about a 4th round pick this year? All right, so Cooper DeJean, welcome aboard. I'm just taking the Philadelphia Eagles roster, apparently. Cooper DeJean's here. I don't want to trade any of these guys. I guess I can trade Michael Wilson. I guess I probably can't trade Michael Wilson because the money isn't going to match up, is it? No, it's negative 16 million. So I'm going to have to let Michael Wilson walk. I'm going to have to let one of these two guys walk. Oh, and Tyreek Stevenson's going to have to leave too. I don't like this at all, man. I don't, but it's just the way that money works, so we don't have any of it. I think I'm going to have to sign, or I'm at the franchise tag Tui Peloto. I know that Trenton Simpson is a superstar dev player, but I need an edge rusher more than I need a linebacker. We drafted linebackers, so I need my edge rusher. All right, getting Cooper DeJean's a pretty solid one, though. I definitely like that. Let's take a look at this team, though, before we get to the draft. So if we adjust the lineup, the wide receiver, we got Von McLeod, who's that 5'9" speed guy. Offensive line looks really solid right now. It would have looked even crazier with what's his face, Will Campbell. Mark Andrews still here. Give me credit because I kept Mark Andrews around. Defensively, yeah, keeping Teddy Buchanan's going to be fine, and we also have Watson as well. We didn't need Trenton Simpson as bad as we needed Tui Peloto, because if we would have had no Tui Peloto, we would have had Adisa Isaac starting at edge rusher. We can't have that. Corner still looks good. We have 3 solid corners. Safeties are fine. You know what? As long as we draft a linebacker and a corner, we're probably going to be fine. So let's just go straight to the draft. I don't even need to see any of it. Don't show me anything, and just give me a draft. I'm going to take a corner and a linebacker that I see, and I'm going to be happy. Show me the money. There's one linebacker. Oh, there's not really any linebackers, is there? What about corner? Oh, the corners suck too, don't they? And there's no USC strong safety. Why do I never get that? I feel like everybody gets that but me. Maybe they made it not as common as it used to be. Let's sim to our pick and see what is available at 32. Do we have a linebacker available? Do we have a cornerback available? There's only one more round 1 to 2 corner available. That kind of blows hard. There's one linebacker available. Okay. So there's nobody that's like super special. This Junior Covington dude. Is he much better than what we have with Teddy Buchanan? Maybe. Clint Elling. Clint Elling looks like a pretty good athlete. But are we just fine with Teddy Buchanan? Probably. Montrell Wolf is not that good, but I'm going to take him anyway. Welcome aboard, Montrell. He's number 38 in true value, normal dev. He sucks. He blows hard. And you know what? I'm done with the draft. We've got one more year. One more year of Baltimore Ravens rebuild here on Christmas. And we will see what we can do. Can we go 3-peat? 74 for Montrell Wolf. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. All right, let's move on to year number 4. We've got the team to do the 3-peat. But will it actually happen is the bigger question. Will it actually be achievable? We'll adjust the lineup to make sure everything's where it needs to be. Line looks good. Receivers are fine. We're not really passing offense. As long as we have a good running back, we're going to be fine. And we still have Lamar Jackson. And then the defense is good enough. The defense looks solid. I think this could be a 3-peat type of team. I'll simulate to the end of year number 3 and see if I am true in saying that or if we end up being a disappointment. Hopefully not that. The final season has come to an end. We went 14-3, but more specifically did not get the number 1 seed this year. We were the 2 seed behind the Houston Texans, who also went 14-3. So they must have had some sort of tiebreaker over us. That kind of sucks. We don't win the AFC this year. Well, we don't get the number one spot. 3,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Lamar Jackson. More passing yards this year than normal. 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns for Saquon. Still a very good season from him. 761 yards for Bateman through the air. Flowers was good. Wester was actually pretty good. And I was right. He's from Colorado. Look at me. And 600 yards for Mark Andrews. Pretty good numbers. I'll take it. Then on the defensive side, Roquan Smith, shocker. Hope you put your house on it because he led the team in tackles. Caleb Watson. 95 tackles. 81 for Cooper DeJean's Not My Lover. Then we've got 12 for Matabuike. And he led the team in sacks with 14. Mike Green had 11. Tui Peloto had 8. Interception numbers, Roquan with 4. So had DeJean. 3 for Wiggins. 2 for a couple of people. 1 for a couple of people. Very interesting numbers for these Baltimore Ravens. Let's advance. Let's get through the wild card. We should be able to win this game. We've won the past couple. Well, we didn't have the wild card last year. And we do. And this time we take on the Jaguars, but not in the AFC Championship. This time it is in just simply the AFC divisional round. I don't see a world where they beat us. I don't. So don't prove it to me. I knew it'd come to an end. I knew it had to come to an end at some point. We cannot achieve the elusive three-peat. But hey, you know what? 2 championships in 3 years. I'm sure Baltimore would not be upset about that. I'm sure they would not be upset. They might be upset they have no money. But they're not upset that they have 2 championships now. 2 more championships. Clyde Holloway looks like a pretty good draft pick now. And it's going to be Tampa and Houston. What a weird Super Bowl. Tampa and Houston in the Super Bowl. Who's going to come out on top? I'm going to say Houston. It was Houston. Okay. And now we have money. Now we have lots and lots of money. Mercedes Monet. Season recap, C.J. Stroud, MVP of the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, MVP of the league. Wan'Dale Robinson, Aiden Hutchinson, Players of the Year. And then Matthew Whitmore, quarterback for the Cardinals. And D-tackle Phillip Peoples, D-tackle for the Colts, are your Rookies of the Year. All right, so let's end the video off with taking a look at what the team looks like 3 years deep. So if we generate best lineup, this is how we finish the year. Clyde Holloway goes up to Superstar Dev. He must have won some sort of Offensive Lineman of the Year award because they don't just go up like that. So that's a pretty good draft pick, I'd say. Rafael Ramirez is going to be a stud once Rosengarten's done. The rest of the offensive line's looking good. Emory Jones is developing. Linderbaum and Stanley are going to be good. We're going to have to replace Stanley at some point, obviously. Mark Andrews is still here. We kept this whole team basically the same. We added a few pieces here. Obviously, we have Saquon Barkley now. Clyde Holloway's a new addition. On the defense, Tui Peloto, Newton, Cooper DeJean. But really, that's it. We had Trenton Simpson, but we don't have him anymore. Really, that's it. We had a couple draft picks like Watson, but this entire Ravens team is pretty much the exact same as when we took it over. We just developed them a little bit more, added a few pieces here and there, a little bit of sprinkle of the juice dust onto this Ravens team, and we end up winning 2 Super Bowls. So I could not be more happy with the way this rebuild went out. I think it's awesome that I was able to get Saquon Barkley. That's pretty sick. And that is how we're going to finish off this Christmas edition of a Madden rebuild. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much, even on this merriest of holidays, to stop by and check out the channel and watch a Ravens rebuild. I hope that you guys had a great time with your families and friends and spending time with them and your loved ones and getting whatever present you may want, or just spending family time, spending time with your loved ones and enjoying their company on Christmas Day. So thank you again for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas.